Hey there, Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. And today we're going to talk about what the moon is doing and how it will affect you the week of April 20th through April 26th, 2020, this very, very crazy year of 2020. So, couple of things. I really want to thank you so much for your likes, your shares, your comments, for helping me to grow my channel. It shows me the appreciation of my time and my efforts, so I really like that. But mostly what I like about it is that it connects your energy to mine, so that when I sit and I get into meditation and I try to get a channeled message for you, which we'll get to in just a moment, I actually write down the names of the people that leave me comments so that I can really focus on your energy. I try to focus on the energy of the people that have hit the like button and the people that I think will be viewing the videos. But it is very helpful. You're more likely to get a message that resonates for you if you will connect your energy to mine. And it just really takes a moment of your time. So there's that. And then the other thing I really want to do is encourage you to check out your sun, your moon, and your rising. And there's a really good reason for this. Your sun sign, you're probably pretty aware of. It is based on the day that you were born, and that is about how you view the world. It is the lens through which you view the world. It's how you feel comfortable at home inside of your skin. So there's the sun, but their destiny is determined by your rising sign. It is the path of your soul. It is set up based on the time you were born and the place you were born. You need a calculator for this. There are free calculators online. You just put in free astrological chart. Do not pay for this. And you should be able to put in the information, and you should be able to find out what your rising sign is. And the rising sign sets up where your houses are. So for instance, if I say, well, Aquarius, that's in your fourth house, that really means Aquarius rising. That is in your fourth house. And so sometimes the messages won't resonate so much. And so that's why it's always good to check out your sun, your moon, your rising, depending on what's going on in your chart and what's really affecting you. And it is how you interact with the world, and it's how the world interacts with you, and the planets interact with you in that energy. The moon sign is pretty easy to figure out, even if you don't know the exact time you were born. If you put in noon, which is what they recommend, then you could see where the moon is, but the moon changes signs every 2.5 days. And so if for some reason the moon sign doesn't really seem to resonate with you, the characteristics of it, you're like, that's not how I feel about things, that's not how I react, that's not how I respond, then check out the moon on either side. So if it's an Aries that comes up, then think, well, I'm not really that fired up about things. I don't get all crazy and go out there. So no, maybe that's not you, but maybe you feel things deeply and emotionally. So maybe it's Pisces, or maybe you're like very calm and determined and straightforward in the way you feel about things. So then maybe you're actually Taurus moon. So kind of take a look at that and see what resonates for you, so you can select the right things and videos to view to help you. Okay, so I did channel information for you, and I got like these little short videos. That's what they were like, a little TikTok video, like just a little bit. And so what I saw with you was a waterfall, and I was real up close to it. It was like I feel the spray on my face. It was like, and then as I kind of pulled back, but all I ever saw was the waterfall. And so I did see a couple of rainbows that's shown in the waterfall, but all I heard was abundant flow of blessings. I thought, well, that's nice. That's really, really nice. And then the other thing I thought about while I was looking at it was it felt like emotional healing. And so also nice, which is also a blessing. And so because the videos, and they felt like videos to this week, were really short, I also went into the Foxfire, the Oracle of the Kintsu, to get additional guidance so that I could give you a little bit more heads up on this. And so for this, you have what is called Fleeting Beauty. And Fleeting Beauty, it says cherish the moments. Cherish the moments of beauty in your life. This card beseeches you to look around you and to acknowledge the rare beauty of life, the glory of the daylight, the sweetness of the everyday moments that are the gifts of the universe gives to us all each day. There's a divine beauty that is fleeting and brief, but it's very short-lived, and reminds you to seize every moment of loveliness every day, and to know you are a part of the greater cycles of the planets. So open up to the divinity to savor the moments. It is not the simple necessity of saying I'm being grateful, but what we must notice first is the beauty around us. And when we see the beauty within us too, to cherish it no matter how brief and how bright the gift burns. Find the pleasure in the things that are temporary and do not lament their passing. And so this is about finding the beauty in the moments, because staying in the now present moment and finding the joy in the moment, the beauty in the moment creates the joy in the moment. And so you were born to be joy filled. And so thinking too much about what happened in the past that you can't do anything about except learn the lessons of, and worrying too much about the future and the things you can't control. And I really bring that up because that seems to be an issue this week with the energies of the planet. Okay, so there's a lot of things going on this week you don't have any control over, and there's this real sense of frustration that everybody's going to be feeling in regards to this. And it's really, it's the way the moon is actually set up. What it actually said in the book was a sense of frustration at the inactivities, something out of your control, and your own self-interest is taking place. And I laughed. I'm like, oh my God, that's COVID-19, and this book was written, a few years back. So yeah, okay. So there is that. There is this need to want to have some control over this week and not be able to find it. So instead, seek for what you can do. So you can look for the beauty in the moment. You can notice when the flowers are opening in the morning, when they're closing up at night, the little rainbows that splash out in the mist, just the little things, and just really feel the flow of the abundance of the universe to you will really help you to find the joy in the moment this week, because you're going to need it. This is a tough week, astrologically speaking. We start out with that moon moving into Aries on Monday at 3 o'clock in the morning. And almost right away, it comes into conjunction with Chiron, which is going to bring up the wounds and the healing that needs to happen. If you can recall back to March 24th, when the new moon in Aries came into conjunction with Chiron, if there was something that was triggered for you, it's likely to be triggered again. And a lot of times when somebody says or does something and we're like, no, that's not it, that immediate defensive denial usually means that it's something that you should probably take the time to investigate. I'm not saying you have to tell them they're right. I am saying, though, that you might want to stop and think about and do your own internal investigation to see what it is that you think and what it is that you feel about that situation. And so that is something to be aware of. People will be speaking harshly, rashly. Aquarius, you have been known to do that, right? I'm not. I'm right. Don't even say it. If you're denying it, then you should investigate that. Okay, so you have communication coming up. So yes, be aware of your communication and how you're communicating with people, how you're receiving. But communication isn't just speaking, right? That's only a small part of it. It's listening. It's being able to hear the messages that are being given to you, reading between the lines, verbal, written communication. So communication is going to be really something to pay attention to and to tune into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week. There is a need to release something that is not working in your life in order to bring in the peace, the sense of peace. So is it releasing judgment of yourself? I think everybody should start there. Like, release the judgment of yourself. When you release judgment of yourself, then it's a lot easier to have the compassion and the ability to release judgment of others. So don't be hard on yourself, and release the judgments, and just try to listen to your inner knowing, to between the lines of what people are saying. Communication is going to be important this week. The moon moves into Taurus at 6:59 p.m. on Wednesday. Earlier that day, the moon goes into a square with Pluto, the planet of transformation, and then into a square with Jupiter, the planet of expansion. And then once it moves into Taurus, it goes into a square with Saturn over there in Aquarius, your sign. And so, holy moly, just all this tough energy that day. So take a deep breath, and I don't want you to let it stop you from doing the important work. It is a new moon in Taurus. So 6:59 moves into Taurus. 10:28, it becomes a new moon. Planting your seeds of intention. Now for you, that would be in your 4th house of home if you are an Aquarius rising. But if you don't know what your rising sign is, what do you want to plant your seeds of intention for? Because that's important. You probably intuitively already know what it is that you're thinking about, feeling about, what it is that you want to do. Also, it's a really fertile ground for financial aspirational ideas when you are in Taurus. So, is represented by the Empress. You can grow what you want. It takes about 18-month cycle, right? Until the full moon that happens in Taurus in 2021 in November. And so it's about patience. It's about having a long range goal. It's like that with every new moon, okay? But somehow, particularly when we're talking about Taurus, I feel the need for patience. So it's something that you may not notice the milestones along the way. It's kind of like the bamboo tree that you planted and it takes 5 years before it springs up, and then overnight it's like 30 feet tall. So it feels like that kind of energy at this time. So it is something that is a new beginning that's important. It starts with gratitude. So always when you're planting your seeds of intention, you need to write down what it is that you're grateful for. And I do mean write it down. Write it down. Make a list. Look at it and notice the abundance of blessings, right? The abundant flow of blessings in your life. And so keep adding to the list. Take your time this week. Work on it all week long. I mean, just keep writing on this list and really recognize of the abundance of the universe that you have flowing into your life. With this attitude of gratitude, you end up raising your vibration, which makes the soil for manifesting what it is you're planting your seed of intention in much richer, much more nutrient dense to grow it. You attract in higher vibrational energies to you. So I really want to encourage you to do that. You are going to be asked to release something in the arena of the home that you've worked really hard for in order to bring it in what you want. Could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be an idea, a belief, it could be piece of furniture. I don't know what, something that you worked really hard for. Maybe you spent a long time building the trellis in the garden outside, and your significant other says, we really need to bump that wall out because we're going to need to add on to the house. We got a baby coming. And you're like, but I spent all that time on that. But what are your priorities and what's important to you, right? So it's that kind of energy. So, wow. Okay, so for you, it's about money. No matter what. It's money about the household expenses or whatever, but you guys need to really focus on severing your vows of poverty. And you're like, I didn't make a vow of poverty. Who would do that? When you say things like, I've never have enough, you know what? Every time I get money in the house, it goes right out. Those are vows. Don't do that. So the words you speak become vows, writing things down. So I always have more than enough, and there's always more on the way. I always have more than enough, and there's more on the way. Money falls out of the sky for me. Then one of my friends used that. I love that. Money falls out of the sky for me. Opportunities abound every time I turn around. Right? There's lots. Oh, that rhymed. I did not say that ever before. That was my guides. That's kind of funny. Okay, so Dr. Seuss is one of my guides, I guess. All right, so that is so funny. All right, so sever your vows of poverty. They may have roots in a past life. You might have had a past life where you were in a convent and you gave up everything you owned to go and whatever, like you took the vow of poverty. Whatever it is. And so you write down on a piece of paper, I sever the vow of poverty I've made in any lifetime, past, present, or future. I turn this over to the divine and then burn that sucker. Sever the vow. Cut it up. Sever the vow. Whatever it takes. As St. Michael and Metatron, they'll both be willing to help you to sever the vow of poverty. Really feels important. And then start focusing on savings. So, step 1, sever the vow of poverty. Do something that physically represents that to you. And then create a savings plan. Step 2. All right. It is about working smarter, not harder, when the moon is in Taurus. So you're going to have to let something go. So maybe you need to let go of some of the cable that you have so that you can create savings, or maybe you need to let go of that gym membership that you can't use now anyway. Maybe there's something that you spend money on. Maybe you just give up that latte, whatever. Look around. Where can you're going to have to release something in order to create savings. So, but it starts with this severing of the vow of poverty. That is the most important step. Please do not forget to do that. Ask for the guidance in order to get it. And start finding the beauty and the joy in the moments. And fill yourself with the joy and that abundance of blessings. The flow of abundance of blessings. It was this waterfall. I know that the flow of abundance of blessings are coming to you. You need to know it too. So it starts with believing that. And so just picture yourself when you're in the shower and the water is pouring down on you. Just imagine that's the flow of the abundance of the universe pouring over you. Be in that energy. All right. So the moon is going to move. Oh, heads up. TGIF this week. It is at the best energy of the week, and there's a little bit of dicey stuff going on in there with communication, but excuse me, not communication. It's the moon and Mars, so maybe feeling a little annoyed, but Mars is in Aquarius and it may not bother you at all, so you might be just fine. It's got the nicest energy of the week. And then the moon is going to move into Gemini at 3:20 in the morning on Saturday. And we have Pluto going retrograde, which is a good thing, as a chance to sift through the chaos and the destruction of the past couple of months of our lives. We've got it's retrograde until October 4th, and then it's going to go direct, and so it's going to back up, go forward. So it's going to cover the same ground 3 times. So it is a chance to figure out where we are now, where we're standing, and what are we going to create going forward. This is a foundational year. But apparently first we had to have an earthquake to destroy everything so that then we could start rebuilding. Fun. Okay, so for you, this is about listening to your intuition, which is really good with Aquarius. You have strong intuition. And getting that brilliant idea that's coming to you. And then doing the research on it, not communicating it out into the world yet. It's not time. It's not time for you. So Mercury is squaring off with Pluto and squaring off with Jupiter. It's not time to communicate the idea, but it is time to research. It is time to acknowledge it. It is time to get excited about it. It is time to do some acceptance of the help and the guidance that you're getting from Spirit that's going to promote the growth in your life. So really pay attention to that. It says your desired outcome will occur in very near future. Have patience and faith, and don't try to force it to happen. And you are a spiritual teacher. What did I just say? You have the ability to counsel others and to help them awaken their spiritual gifts and divine life mission. You do have such an ability to tap into your Akashic records, to the wisdom and knowledge gained from every lifetime experience that you've had on this any planet, actually. So, you have so much information and wisdom inside of you, and you can tap into it pretty easily through your third eye. So spending some time in meditation, yoga, meditative breathing, these are good things. So this week it's about paying attention to the communication, severing your vows of poverty, create a savings plan. It's going to require some sacrifice to start the savings plan. So what are you willing to give up? And you know what? It is not about giving up. It's not about, it's about giving something up. Yes. But it could be that $5 a week that you spend on coffee. And so $5 a week is a start. It's the commitment. It's the ability to commit is what's going to be important here. You know, so, all right, let's get you a color card for the week. Oh, almost forgot. Saturday, the sun is going to come into conjunction with Uranus over there in Taurus, so your ruling sign in Taurus. Expect a sudden breakthrough either in a thought process or in something in the 3D physical world or in globally. There will be some kind of a sudden change. I'm really hoping that it's going to be a positive one and not a negative one. Wow, you have so many cards. So we'll just have to see what you get. Okay, so you have regenerate your body, and you have calm your mind, body, and soul. And so I feel like taking the time to get out there and go for a walk, get out in nature, because you also have ground yourself. And also when you go to do a new moon intention, it's always good to take a saltwater bath to release the energy, or to go for a walk, or to put your back against a tree and sit down on the ground and let the healing energy sort through you. And so there is a need here. You have emerald, calm your mind, body, and soul. Sapphire, regenerate your body and ground yourself. Auburn, and then this is interesting. You have black. Find richness from the dark night. Find richness from the dark night. Look for the light in the dark. So if everything seems bleak and out of control, find the beauty, the fleeting beauty, right? Find the richness. I mean, look how beautiful that is. The moon and the mist and everything on that tree. There's always beauty to be found. So be looking for the beauty this week. Get out in nature. That, I just feel like that will be so healthy and good for you to commune with yourself, to commune with nature, to get yourself prepared. And do a severing of the vows ritual with that new moon. I think that it will pay dividends. Get it? Savings, dividends. That's clever. Okay, again, not me. I heard that word. All right, so there you go. Whoever this is pretty funny, and I hope he shows up again. All right, I will talk to you soon. You take care. Have a great week.